Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, like the video if you like it, and also comment down below any comment, query, suggestion, anything. And if you want to keep up with me, make sure to follow my socials, which will be over here and in the description. So like I said in my last video, I'm gonna do a comparison between American school and British school, specifically high school. I felt like doing this video because I feel like I've always had a bias towards American schooling for some reason. It's just like stuck with me better. But now I can actually make that comparison because I've been to British school for about half of my high school career, and right now I'm in an American high school in my junior year, so I feel like I can kind of see some similarities and differences. But obviously because my school is in England, I feel like there are some things that just can't change, but I'm gonna try my best to compare them the best I can. So first of all, I feel like American school is more relaxed, but like not in the way of like you can just do whatever you want, because I feel like British people often think that American schools are all like scattered and everything. It's more relaxed in terms of like you don't have that extra burden of, oh, I have to do like this exam like A-levels or GCSEs at the end of whatever many years. You can just focus on your present and not really have to worry too much about the future unless you're doing like IB or you're doing an AP exam. Usually for like the general diploma, there's no like external exam that you have to do. It's all internal, so I feel like that kind of just gives you more peace of mind, well, in my opinion at least. And also because your teachers make them, and your teachers know you better than some person in the middle of nowhere who makes an exam. I feel like because your teachers are making them, they will play to like your strengths and weaknesses as well. And for me personally, I feel like I have more peace of mind with my grades specifically because it's easier to get better grades, and I know that sounds easier than it is, but like I feel like it's easier to get a better grade because you have a mixture of classwork, homework, projects, tests, everything that all combine to make one grade, rather than just having one grade from one exam and just everything that you've done for the past how many years doesn't really count because it may not be in the exam anyways. And for me, even though like I'm not doing A-levels, which I would be if I was in the American system, and I'm just doing like a diploma, I feel like even though I have more classes, it's easier for some reason. I don't really know how, but I feel like in the British system, they really they don't push you to learn, they just push you to pass the exam. And also I feel like in British schools, at least in my old school, they push you more into becoming a STEM student, especially if you're a girl, because I feel like the whole thing of, oh, women in STEM and everything. But for someone who's a humanities student, that really makes you feel stupid when everyone else is doing like economics, math for their maths, biology, chemistry, physics, and all these like math-based and science-based subjects, when I'm over here doing like English, languages, business, and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like I guess it depends on the school, but in my current school, I feel like there's kind of a balance between STEM and humanities students. So I don't really feel as pressured to be better in math and science, because I think like in America, they kind of push you to do different kinds of things rather than just focus on one. Whereas in the British system, like you have to know what you want to do from like when you're 12, 13, because you need to choose your GCSEs, and the GCSEs you take determine what A-levels you can take, and the A-levels you take determine what university course you can go into. And then in UCAS, you can only apply, you have to apply to the same course for every single university that you want to go to. I just feel like it doesn't give you a lot of freedom. You can't really change your mind. Like you can't just go in the middle of your A-levels and say, I don't want to do science anymore, I want to become like more of an art student. You can't do that. You have to literally redo your whole A-levels. American universities, you can go in undecided, you can change your major halfway through, and it doesn't really matter. Like, American system is just more flexible. Moving on from like the education like point of view, one thing that is like extremely clear to me and became extremely clear on the first day of my new school was that dress code isn't as enforced in American schools. And I know it differs between schools. Some schools don't even have a uniform or a dress code. Mine has a uniform, but it's like, it's not as uniformy as like British schools. And technically the rules of my school say that you have to wear like the school crested polo shirt, sweater, like all these things. But when people don't and like they just wear the color of it, then it doesn't really matter. Also, like the little things, like in my old school, people used to get told off and like had to go to the head of year's office because they had a red hair tie instead of a black one, or their hair wasn't in a ponytail, or just little things like that that really don't matter. One of the major things like about American schools versus British schools, this may not go for like everyone, but at least in my school, the teachers have more of a personality in American schools than British schools. I feel like at my old school, the teachers were just there to teach and like nothing else. And I feel like that's because in America, the teachers get to know you more and gauge the situation and then teach accordingly. Whereas in the British system, they're just there to teach you for an exam and that's it. Like they don't need to gauge how you learn or anything. They're just gonna teach you the way they're taught to teach you. But anyways, yeah, that was like my little rant. It was mostly a rant about British schools and me glorifying my new school, which is an American school. But that was that. I've been wanting to make this video since I started this channel, but I felt like because I hadn't yet been to an American high school, I didn't really have the experience to speak about it, but now I do. So yeah, just if you have any more questions and you want to know any more differences, or like if you're also moving systems, if you want to know more about that, be sure to comment, like the video, subscribe, keep up with me on my socials. You can DM me there, anywhere. If you want to do that, then my socials will be here and in the description. But I'll see you guys in the next video, so